I am Dr. Sylvia Martinez, the ESL consultant for the Patent AEDY team. This video will focus on how to prepare English learner students and families on the Access test, with samples of the Access test in the 4 domains: listening, speaking, reading and writing, and the grade level clusters. Let's get started. This slide presents information on the testing window for WIDA Access test in Pennsylvania, which begins January 5th through February 17th, 2023. There are 2 checklists available. One is the Access for ELLs online checklist, and the other is the Access for ELLs paper checklist. The checklist highlights all tasks that need to be completed before, during, and after testing within a school or district. The majority of 1st through 12th grade Pennsylvania students will take the Access for ELLs online, unless an accommodation for students who require it. Then the paper-based version of Access for ELLs for grades 1 to 12 are given. Please check the guidelines as to who is eligible for the paper-based version. The paper test is also given to kindergarten students, and any student that is eligible for the State Alternate Assessment, PASA, are eligible for the alternate Access for ELLs. All personnel involved in Access for ELLs testing, test coordinators, test administrators, and technology coordinators, must complete the relevant training according to their role. Test administrators must pass the quizzes to certify or recertify each year. This slide presents a list of the 17 languages the handouts are available to give to the parents and families of English learners. The handouts include what is Access for ELLs, what is language testing, explaining ELL status. The website include the handouts that can be viewed, downloaded, and printed. Here are samples of the handout. What is Access for ELLs? It is an introduction to Access when testing is scheduled or as a reminder before scores are shared. The handout shown is in Arabic and Spanish and are available in the 17 languages we just reviewed. This slide presents the handouts for parents that explain language testing. The handout includes information on explaining the process of screening students and identifying them as ELLs. The flyer explains language testing in general terms. These 2 handouts are in Haitian and Korean. This slide presents the handouts that explains the English learner status to families and parents. The handout explains how their child was identified as an English learner. It provides questions parents can ask so they are informed of their child's status. These handouts represent the Somali and Tagalog languages. This slide is a suggested sample item script that familiarizes the administrator of the Access test and the student taking the Access test with the following. There is a welcome to students. There is also a navigation and tools students will learn to use for the online test, which will also include writing test navigation and tools, speaking test features and tools. Students should be introduced to the sample test at least 2 weeks ahead of taking the test. On this slide, a website is provided to direct you to the above illustrated WIDA screen. The administrator would click under the preferred grade cluster that demonstrates sample items. There are samples for the following domains: listening, reading, speaking, and writing. Each domain has examples for different tiers, A, B, or C. Keep in mind, not all tiers are represented in reading. When you click on any of the domain samples, you are asked to put in a username and password, which are provided for you. Once you choose a sample and sign in, you can share with students a sample test and have them practice the items provided. Thank you for watching this video on preparing students and families for the Access test. More supports and links to the resources shown are available in the description of this video. Contact the AEDY team and check out our website for more.